All right, how to restore the performance of a Roomba in about 5 minutes. Start off by, taking off the dustbin, emptying out the dustbin as good as possible. We're going to do some work on this in a second, but for now, let's do the rollers. Okay, so take a look at the end of the rollers. You can see all the hair caught in the end. So reach down in there, pull that all out. Now on the other side, you have this little yellow wheel, and you'd think that just pulling all the hair off the top of it would be enough, but it's not. What you want to do is you want to squeeze right there and pop that guy off, and look what's underneath it. A lot more hair, and that will get between the steel axle and the plastic, and it'll bind it up. So you just kind of want to reach down there and get all that crud out of there. Okay, I'll probably have to put the camera down to do it, but to get rid of this, you can either just pull it off, or you can cut it with a knife, and blade edge pointing up, run the knife down there, and you just cut through the hair and not the rubber roller. Well, I'll do that off camera, but anyway, we're gonna do the same thing with this roller. Pull all the hair out of there. Again, take the hair off the top and pop that out, and then again, once again, underneath there, get that stuff out. Because that will bind it up and make it not spin as freely. Getting there. Again, working one-handed here doesn't make this any easier. Okay, so then in here we have a nasty mess. We got some clotted up dirt we want to get rid of. So we'll get a wet rag and we'll wipe that down. First, I'll probably just kind of knock some of that loose by hand. And the one thing this procedure kind of requires is something like a shop vac or another vacuum with a hose. So I'm going to, let's see, I've moved all those yellow parts out of the way. I don't want to suck them into my shop vac. One-handed is probably not the best way to do this. Kind of working. Alright. So I have completely the wrong attachment. I need the crevice attachment for that. But we'll just wipe it down with a rag in a second. Now, another part that gets overlooked is this little guy right here. Now, it's actually spinning fine, so what you want to do is just give it a little test like that. If it spins good, then you're fine. But if not, you just kind of want to just pop it out. It just snaps out and in. And there's a little axle there. Focus you. Now. Not much on it, but sometimes hair gets wrapped around that too. And you just poke, this thing will come all the way out, and you can just poke it, clean it, rinse it off, and snap it back in there. But as long as it spins freely, it's good. Okay, so we're going to get a rag in a second and wipe all this out, but meanwhile, with the vacuum, here's a good trick. So these filters, which are very, very expensive, they get kind of clotted up like that, but you can bring a lot of life to that just by hitting it with a vacuum. So I'm gonna no way I'm gonna be able to do this with holding the phone, so I'm gonna put it on pause in just a second and you'll see the after result. All right, and I'm back, and this is the same filter after hitting it with a vacuum cleaner and wiping it with a rag. As you can see, it's still got a lot of life left in it. Going to be pretty hard to do this on camera. Well, maybe you can find a light here, but if you see, I hold it up to You can see there's a lot of life left in that filter still, now that it's cleaned out. So, while I had the camera paused, I also grabbed a wet paper towel and just kind of very once over, wipe that out. You don't have to get it perfect. It's going to get dirty again. One thing that's important to clean is right down here in the middle, there's this piezo sensor here, this little transducer element that is, I think, part of the dirt detection function. And if that gets clotted up with dirt, as it does, then it stands to reason that the dirt detection function on this thing won't work very well. All right, so that's pretty much it. We're going to reassemble it. That's all there is to it. These little orange guys right here, pop them on, and after you get them on, just kind of give them a nice little. You have to, if you hold the rubber at all, the rubber will grip the little yellow guy, but you should be able to feel that it's spinning freely. All right, so, well, still have hair on that one, so I got to get my knife out and cut it off, but that's pretty much it. Installation is the reverse of removal. I find that if I do this every month or two, it really keeps the thing running a lot better. Good luck.